कुंज
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari.
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Om Gyan Se Gyanam Janashina Militamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padamaya Vadanti Vadantika Vandeham Shri Guru Shita Padakam Shri Guru Vaishnava Cha Shri Rupam Sajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Tadivam Savadetam Savadutam Parinachaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Shakam Vitanja Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Mristaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasha Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Chaitanya Namne Gauripate Namo He Krishna Karuna Chandru Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Raja Kanta Namaste Satya Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Vire Vancha Kalpa Tarukasha Kripa Sindhu Evaja Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Gavanityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gauravacharinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Come to this. It's fine. I'm not able to see the screen. Hare Krishna. So today we'll see from Harinam Chintamani the Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu Jaya Bhaktagan Jnanare Prasade Kari Sankirtan. Haridas spoke to Sanatan Goswami in Puri and to Gopal Bhatt when you traveled to South India. You taught the importance of performing one's chanting without inattention. So inattention is counted as one of the aparadhas, even if one successfully overcomes all the other offenses in chanting, and one is chanting continuously, love of God may not come. One should know that the reason for this is that one is committing the offense known as pramada or inattention. This offense will block progress to prema. So this Harinam Chintamani is the teachings of Srila Haridas Thakur about the holy name. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary upon that. That is Harinam Chintamani. It's a very, very important book, how to improve our japa. So I'll take it from the seminar of His Grace Ram Bhandapriya Prabhu. He took this seminar for us, Harinam Chintamani. So I wanted to revise this. So best thing of revising and applying is, teach it to others. So that's why I thought to have this topic because today is Ekadashi. So we can be more absorbed in the chanting. So let's speak on the holy name. Yeah. So basically, the basis for the whole this understanding of inattention is first we understand Krishna Nama Charita Sitata Vidya. The verse comes from Manoi. This says the chanting of the holy name may look like sugar candy for a jaundice patient. So initially, we do not have, when somebody gets a jaundice, one doesn't get a taste for the sugar. Sugarcane juice looks bitter. Any experience of sugarcane juice bitterness in jaundice? And you got jaundice and drank sugarcane juice. Okay, Yogesh Prabhu, I think. So it was bitter? Yeah. Huh? Okay, Rasgulla feels sweet. But sugarcane juice looks bitter. Sankirtan looks sweet. And the japa looks bitter. So when we have jaundice, in jaundice, what happens? The sugarcane juice looks bitter. But same sugarcane juice is the medicine. And when you keep drinking the sugarcane juice, what happens? It starts appearing sweet. Same way, now we also have jaundice. And therefore said, Kintu Adaran Andinam Khanuseva Jishna. Kintu Adaran. Adaran means with respect. Anandinam Khanuseva Jishna. Every day, chant the holy name with respect. Hanta. Mula Hantri. So, what is the mool of this avidya? So, then we have a jaundice of avidya, ignorance. What is ignorance? Of our own identity as Jivara Sarupra Krishnera Nityadas. And because that ignorance is there, avidya is there, because we don't understand where Krishna is part and parcel, therefore, what is there? This avidya is there. And due to which avidya, we are feeling the chanting the holy name, doing spiritual practices to be better. Though it's so sweet. So then what is the solution? Continue to chant with other. If somebody feeling bitter, the sugarcane juice to be bitter, what is the solution? Keep drinking sugarcane juice. One day it will appear sweeter. So one is same way, if one is not finding so much taste for chanting the holy name of God, what is the solution? Keep chanting. Keep chanting. So there is no difference between meditating on the eternal forms of Radha Krishna and chanting the Mahamantra Hare Krishna. Śrīla Prabhupāda writes there. So we have to understand the holy name is not different from Krishna. But we are not able to appreciate Krishna in this form. And the process of Krishna consciousness to chant Hare Krishna and to hear the sound attentively so that the mind is fixed upon the transcendental vibration of Krishna's name, which is non-different from Krishna, the personality. So that's all about chanting. The sound Krishna and the person Krishna is non-different. So when you say Hare Krishna, so you are with Radha and Krishna. Though we may not have realization of it. But we hear from Śrīla Prabhupada and we understand that's the truth. And this way, as soon as somebody chants, his consciousness is different. You can clearly see, and when you chant the holy names attentively, you can clearly see the difference in your consciousness. Well, for example, in 2007, to 2007, I was in Jamshedpur doing my internship. And we'll cook ourselves. And I was staying alone with one more devotee. And we'll purchase sabjis and to cook. And we'll make prasad offer to the Bhagavad Gita. So every time I will go for purchasing sabji, I will think, oh, this sabji I like, this sabji is good for health. That is the consciousness. Then one day, we were doing kirtan for the deities. Here, the Srinathji deity, the devotee, and we were doing kirtan. We did some 15-20 minutes kirtan. And then I went for purchasing sabji. But that day I was thinking, oh, what will please Radha and Krishna? What Krishna will like? Let me purchase that sabji. And I was wondering how the change of consciousness came. I never thought like this. And I said, yes, it's because we're chanting with proper heart, and therefore this transformation came there. So this is what is the beauty of chanting the holy names of the Lord. The chanting of the Lord's name is not different from the Lord. Therefore, it is the Krishna is the holy name. Now, there are different stages in chanting the holy name of the Lord. What are the 3 stages in chanting the holy name of the Lord? Namaprad, Namabhas, Shuddhana. The first stage, when one commits 10 kinds of offenses while chanting, is called Nam Aparad. And when the offenses have almost stopped, one is coming to the platform of pure chanting. And the third stage, when one chants the Hare Krishna mantra without offenses, his dormant love for Krishna immediately awakens, that is Shuddhana. So currently our is to come from Namaprad to Namabhas. And eventually, when you come to Namabhas, to Shuddhanam. And one good news. Is somebody chanting Namabhas, what do you sign if somebody chanting Namabhas? Sometimes we think we are chanting Namabhas. So if somebody chanting Namabhas, what are the symptoms for that person? See, this person who doesn't trying to avoid coming, then he comes to Namabhas. But how do you know you're not coming offensive? What are the symptoms of Namabhas chanting? Well, external symptoms I'm asking. Person will find in one's life. Active for pleasure of Krishna only. Okay. No more tapa. So he feels everything auspicious. The effect of planets upon that person goes away. The malefic planets don't trouble that person. So that means his horoscope doesn't work. The horror of the horoscope goes away. And he feels and he is not troubled by material desires also. And the material desires also, they flew away. Somebody chanting Namabhas. It's a abhas only. Yet one has not developed love for Krishna. It's like a reflection, abhas. It's just abhas hua mere ko karke. You know, so it is in that state even of namabhas that person's sinful reaction disappears. He feels freedom from suffering and he feels quite liberated. And as a Haridas Thakur says, chant by liberation is a byproduct of chanting of the holy name. That's not the main product. Because even in namabhas state, one gets liberated. So what we are looking for liberation, सारे problem दूर हो जाए, cycle of birth and end हो जाए, that is possible even by namabhas chanting. Though only by Shuddha one will go to Goloka Vrindavan to love Krishna. But by namabhas itself, it can end the cycle of birth and death, and it can remove a person from suffering. And it's not that you will feel at the end of life. Today you chant namabhas, today you can feel it. If today you chant namabhas, the holy name, and that's why when we started chanting initially, how we felt, all freedom, कितना अच्छा लग रहा है. So initially we started Ashraddha Namabhas. When we started Ashraddha Namabhas, so we felt very good. But then Namabhas. Now we have to come to the stage of Shraddha Namabhas. So first we started our journey with Ashraddha Namabhas. Without faith, somehow we chanted without offenses. Because we were so innocent, so respectful, and don't knew what are the offenses. So somehow we chanted the name with offense. But then our innocence gets lost, respect for devotees, for the holy name, for the deities gets lost when we come to Nama Aparad. Now from this stage, we have to jump to the stable stage of Shraddha Namabhas. There. And Shraddha Namabhas is much higher than the Shraddha Namabhas there. So we have to go to the stage of Shraddha Namabhas. Even in the stage of Shraddha Namabhas, and today in the process is so wonderful. Today you chant without offenses. Today only you can feel the result of chanting. How many of experience of that? Right? Raise your hand if you have experience. Very nice. The others don't have experience, something wrong about it. So if today you chant nicely, today you feel the result. It's not at a post-dated check. That is the beauty of the process Mahaprabhu. नहीं ऐसा नहीं कि death के बाद result मिलेगा. Today you chant nicely. Today you will feel अरे कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं लाइफ में, मैं तो फालतू का परेशान हो रहा था. I was unnecessarily worried about another, my heart, lust, greed, envy, pride. अरे कोई अनर्थ ही नहीं है करके. Everything it can wash up there. So we are just struggling because we are not there. So first one should try to avoid the 10 offenses. Now I didn't want to dedicate this class for 10 offenses. I want to dedicate more this for pramad, inattention, which also becomes a cause of nama aparad. And if one chant attentively, even 10 offenses goes away. There. 10 offenses due to passion and ignorance and due to our there. So even that goes away. So therefore, the pramad, the overcoming pramad is a topic what? And most of the sadhakas, we are all suffering with pramada there in chanting. And it takes time to go. Now, if you try to understand the background, with what happens, see, even in Bhagavad Gita, the yoga letter, how Krishna mentioned, first Krishna didn't talk about Dhyana Yoga. First Krishna talked about Nishkama Karma Yoga. That first you do your work with selflessness, do everything for Krishna. There. So only when you understand you are not a doer in the work, you do detach work. Then you come to the stage of jnana, where you can understand the philosophy and not this body or spirit, soul. Till the time we are engaged in fruitive work, we carried over by our ambitions, desire to attain things, the results of our work, name, fame, credit, the knowledge doesn't sink in our heart. The knowledge of I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul will not sink in the heart. And if you're identifying with the body and the world, how will you meditate on something which is spiritual? So after then the jnana is also done, where you realize on the body, spirit, soul, then the dhyana yoga starts where you meditate on Paramatma. in there. So it takes a quite a realization to come actually on the platform of meditation, on the something spiritual. See, everybody does meditation. Sambhog se samadhi is also meditation. That's what the Osha philosophy, right? Sambhog se samadhi. So, see, what I heard is he was a very pakka brahmachari and thing, and he took Maya very lightly, and then he meddled with Maya, and his philosophy changed. He sambhog se samadhi. So yes, people, those who are engaged in sense gratification, they are also in samadhi. In fact, sense gratification gives instant samadhi. You will see, when people are engaged in watching some nice movie, some sense gratification, the absorption is so high. And actually, that absorption gives them happiness, not engagement in sense gratification. And that's why when devotees try to enjoy, they don't find so much happiness because samadhi aata hi nahi, wo instruction yaad aa jata hai. This is Maya. So the devotees want to enjoy. The thoughts come, this is Maya, so you're not able to enjoy even sense gratification. So you will find what gives happiness is samadhi. You get absorbed in something that will give you happiness. You know, so and this will give happiness and sense gratification. But if you get absorbed in Krishna, that gives happiness beyond the gunas. That gives a true bliss. This is a cheating bliss. Sense enjoyment is a cheating bliss. But when you engage in Krishna, because it's not beyond the gunas, it's a real bliss with it there. So real meditation means meditating on something spiritual. But till that time, our mind is engaged in the bodily consciousness. To engage mind on the spiritual things is very difficult there. And as I said, go out for distribute books. So that way we get rid of the bodily consciousness, preaching, what there. So then we get rid of and we make a spiritual advancement there. And that's all basic services. So why I'm saying many times when devotees may hear the chanting seminar, they may think, okay, now we should stop all missionary activity, just sit and chant. No. Actually, to a degree, you do missionary activities selflessly. Without understanding you're not a doer, to that degree you can chant nicely. You get a qualification to meditate on the holy name there. Because to the degree purification in the heart is happening by engaging in spiritual activities, to that degree we can chant. So both are interrelated with each other there. So you should not think, okay, we'll just sit and chant. This is all Maya, going out and engaging in the mission of Śrīla Prabhupāda. Both are interconnected. When we engage in the mission of Śrīla Prabhupāda nicely, in the right consciousness, it helps us to even chant the holy names better. And then, so Kirtan. So now, if we see here, okay, so we go to the Namapra Pramad, inattention while chanting. The result of inattentive chanting. So why do we don't feel Krishna's mercy in our life? So why do we not feel Krishna's mercy in our life? You see, the water is going in the tap, thinking, then doing other activities in between, then use mobile, then talking, and the result is tap, tap, tap. But what for Krishna's mercy, how it was coming? But sab leak ho gaya. Leak in the thoughts. So we couldn't connect. This is called pramad. And especially, one thing I observed, if you meet old people, they were very slow and very absorbed. How many experienced that? Old people were slow and but quite absorbed. And modern people are quite fast but quite distracted. If you see your grandparents or a generation above that, they will do things very pakka, but do very slowly. And that is actually very urgent. Do with them, and they will do one thing at a time. They will do one thing at a time. मतलब ऐसे नहीं खा रहे हैं तो खाएंगे कर रहे हैं तो वो करेंगे because that was a lifestyle. Just think 50 years back lifestyle. In 75 there were no TVs in India. I probably the first TVs came in 80s. Of hardly one or two homes may have TVs in 75. And light electricity was also not much in use. I remember in 90s studying in ghee lamp, in oil lamp. In 90s when I study in childhood, most of the time light will not be there. So night time they sit in oil lamp and पंखा गर्मियों में ऐसे पंखा हिलाते रहो. Right? How many? I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, that's what the life was. And since पंखा है कब तक हिलाओगे और बत्ती कब तक जलाओगे 9 बजे सो जाते राइट. अभी क्योंकि फ्री का पंखा चलता है फ्री की बत्ती चलती है तो रात को 12 बजे सो 1 बजे सो डजेंट मैटर. And electronic gadgets, and I don't remember there were any electronic gadgets at that point of time, like 92, 93. बस टीवी के अलावा टीवी फ्रिज, हाँ, the fridge was there in my home 90s, a small time. Fridge, um, radio and television. मोबाइल से 2000 में आया करके, and some LNPNT phone line, लैंडलाइन करके. उसके अलावा you don't find any electronic gadgets in the house. और एंटीना टावर वगैरह तो थे ही नहीं कंसेप्ट, वो मोबाइल का कंसेप्ट था ही नहीं करके. बट अभी so many electronic gadgets. Now in the Bhagavatam class also so much we are surrounded. Laptop, mobile. And those who are hearing online class, वो भी कुछ ना कुछ parallel processing चल रहा होगा. And I'm trying to make all IDC courses, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Yoga courses offline only. No online. सब online खत्म करो. The attention span has gone very bad for me. So, okay, they are hearing attentively. So, the point is, of course, online has its own advantages and things there. But the point is saying, everything has become distracted because of parallel processing and because of fast pace of life. And so many things and so many ideas to do in a day. So when you sit for the japa also, the first law should be while doing japa, mobile phone should be 100 feet away. One simple law for japa, mobile phone should be 100 feet. Why 100 feet? क्योंकि बजेगा भी तो भी साउंड नहीं है. आप put in a silent mode. So this is something very, very important for chanting the holy names of the Lord. So at least तैरने एक होल तो बंद हुआ. No talking while chanting. And no hearing class and chanting. ना तो चैंटिंग हुआ ना क्लास सुनेगा, दोनों दोनों बर्बाद कर दिया. राइट, या तो चैंटिंग कर लो या क्लास सुन लो, दोनों ही क्यों बर्बाद कर रहे हो? You won't get the result of class also, you won't get the result of chanting also. So it's wasting time. Unless you are a Mahabhagavat like Krishna Priya Mataji. Right? They can do. So if some Mahabhagavat comes sit in class, so don't offend them. Group Kaviraj made that mistake. there. Okay. So the whole lifestyle has become very fast and very distractive, and that's why chanting is so difficult. In the age of the chanting is a so easy process that also has become so difficult in the age of Kali because of the distractive lifestyle. So therefore, first of all, you need to have a life in mode of goodness. There. That's important. See, if you work on a screen after 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m., you will have difficulty sleeping in the night as the age progresses because hormones get disturbed. I saw also if I'm working very hard, like 10 o'clock, the sleep doesn't come properly. It happens after a certain age. When you're 25, it may not happen. After 30, 30 so it has a lot of impact. The screen time also has a lot of impact because screen moves very fast. Screen moves, and that's why people now the attention span is reducing. Previously, it came okay, make short videos of 20 minutes, then 15 minutes, then 5 minutes, or 1 minute reel, uh, 20 second reel, max 1 minute. वो भी पूरे नहीं देखे. So much, and you go in train, you see people, my God, all the morning they get up, the whole time they just so much, you know. The social media is such a distraction. If you want to make your life better, stop using social media. Minimize it, whatever there, because more benefit it will do more problem. See, for outside people, if they want something, Krishna consciousness is good. Anyway, their life is distracted. But for devotees, who have opportunity to read Bhagavatam, opportunity to hear Krishna Katha, so much going for spiritual life or social media is not needed. It becomes a more cause of this happened, that happened, this happened there. So this is something important because we're talking about pramad. First, lifestyle has to be in accordance what removes pramad. And good night sleep is also important. Sleep on time. A special time to work on pramad is before you take breakfast. After you put food in the belly, difficult to fight with pramad. That's the best time to chant is before you have put food in the belly. That's the best time to chant there. And Brahm Muhurat is the best time provided you slept before 10 o'clock. Right. So have a sufficient rest in the night, and you have to choose timing for chanting where the pramad is the less. There. And after eating food, it's very difficult to chant with absorption. Okay. Sometimes remaining rounds you may have to do this another thing, but the quality of chanting is there. So one has to see a lifestyle now, and one should not be in a hurry of completing rounds. Because if you're in a hurry in completing rounds, you don't think about how you're chanting. You just want to finish them. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So in that, so again, that passion has come because I have to finish it. Then in that anxiety to finish, you're not able to hear the holy name, and that will also lead to pramad. There. So one should not be anxiety कि okay मुझे 8 बजे तक chanting खत्म ही करने का है. Then also there will be anxiety. Then if there is anxiety, then how will you absorb in the holy name? So one has to make his lifestyle quite goodness. There. Time for, and whatever you do with absorption. That also helps. There. Whatever you do with absorption. See, you may do multitasking. It's not wrong because while you're using laptop, you have to do multitasking. But whatever do with multitasking means sometimes you have to do two, three things together, two, three services together. I'm not saying, okay, reduce the services and things there. But whatever do at that point of time, do it with absorption. There. That is very important. There. So, so chanting requires, so then slowly that habit comes in chanting. So nama, prana, pramada, attention while chanting. So to be inattentive while chanting the holy name is called pramada. So when firmly, so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Sanatana Goswami, when one is firmly fixed in devotion service, whether he executes one or many procedures in service, the waves of love of Godhead will awaken. So in attention, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Sanatana Goswami that, so while in South India to Gopal, that one should not be inattentive in worshipping Krishna. Inattention is counted as an offense. That is, Mahaprabhu taught to Sanatana Goswami and Gopal Bhatta Goswami there. So that should be very important teaching, right? That's why Mahaprabhu is teaching it, isn't it? The first one should abandon pramad and attention, then faith in the practical devotion service will take birth within. Another point is, why after many years of practice, why faith may not awaken in our heart? After many years of practice, why do faith may not awaken in our heart? Inattentive chanting. Because when you're doing inattentive chanting, you may not be able to see the result of chanting, and faith will not awaken in our heart. But when you do attentive chanting, the faith will awaken in our heart. So, what is the lack of faith in Krishna consciousness? Not doing proper japa. Is the offering of our love to Krishna. So, we are absent in our relationship with Krishna, that means we are inattentive. Then, how will you feel bhakti in your heart? And unless you feel bhakti, how will you feel faith in life? And if one can chant attentively, there is no problem in life. Therefore, you will see when you are in difficulty, because rather than chant, when you start chanting, you start thinking of the problem in life, and the problem grows. Problem becomes big. But if during chanting you don't think of that problem, you stop thinking of the problem. The problem goes up. The problem goes away, and that's why we need Vaishnavas at that time to open our heart, so that mind is peaceful and we can chant. We need Vaishnavas to open our heart when we are troubled. Because when your heart is troubled, mind is troubled, you sit for chanting, those troubled thoughts only come. Those troubled thoughts only come. So Anya Parada Tyaji Sada Namalai Tabu Nama Preme Nahi Hovete Uday. Avoiding the other offenses on the regularly chant holy name is still not attained pure love for the holy name. And till that time, see, when we're fighting with ignorance in japa, you don't realize also you're inattentive. Means how many of us struggle with the sleep in the japa? Yeah. So till that time, you will not realize also you're inattentive. Your struggle is, bas, I'm awake. Only when you keep yourself awake in the japa, you're successful keeping yourself awake in the japa, then you realize how the mind is wandering. Then you can see so many other thoughts are coming. Before that, you don't see how the thoughts are coming. Okay. Because only when you come to passion, and from passion come to goodness, then you can see you're in passion. Only when you come, see, like many people don't realize also they sleep in japa. It happened with me also many a time. You don't realize that I was sleeping. Other devotee came and told me I was sleeping really. Yeah. So when you're in ignorance, you can't realize you're in ignorance. Same way when you're in passion, you can't realize you're in passion. So when you're in ignorance, little passion comes, then you realize that there's ignorance. So when you're in passion, little goodness comes, then you realize you're in passion. So if you have to see yourself, you have to rise up, na, little bit. If you're on the same plane, how you see where are you? Unless somebody tells us. So I know this offense is pramada. It blocks the attainment of pure devotional love, prema bhakti. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam asado rasikesaha sajati yasya snigdhe sadhu sango sato vare. One should taste the meaning of Bhagavatam in association of pure devotees, and one should associate with devotees who are more advanced than oneself, who are endowed with a similar type of affection for the Lord. Nama Sankirtanama Shriman Mathura Mandalasri. One should congruently chant the holy name of the Lord and reside in Vrindavan. And the power of this five principle is very wonderful and difficult to understand. Even without faith in them, a person who often says can awaken his dormant love for Krishna simply by being a little connected with them. Which Mathura was Archavigrastuti, Arjuna, and Harinam Sankirtan, Bhagavad Artha, Bhagavad Arthanam there, and then Vaishnava association, serving the Vaishnavas there. So five very important principles. Even you don't have faith, they will give you result if you do it often sincerely. Because doing them will give you faith in bhakti. So whether you're fixed in all five or one, it will give you result. Now comes about intention. It's even if somebody avoiding all of the praradas, but if he's inattentive during service or chanting, the pure result of Krishna Prema will not be there. Now why? The reason for this. Okay, read it. You have another one? Please see.
The reason for this is because the mind becomes religious and spiritual. Whatever the mind is thinking about this, where the attention and when the attention is placed on anything else, it's like a spiritual level is associated with spiritual.
So when the attention is placed on anything else but the spiritual realms, so see how mind is thinking about where the attention is placed. So even we are chanting, like our mind is in material things, thinking of material things, then the result will be material, not spiritual. So here, and we are discussing about aparadha chanting, which is different from abhas chanting. Abhas chanting due to anartha, which are like clouds, we do not allow to access the full potential of the spiritual sun of the Holyname. Whereas aparadha in chanting occurs due to neglect, extending neglect over a period of. The word meditation is not a spiritual word. Because murderers also meditate how they will take their victims' lives. The spiritual means meditating on Lord's name, form, quality, and pastime. To attain the spiritual world, one must meditate on the spiritual. So this philosophy, just meditate on something. Just meditate on something is a wrong philosophy. So therefore, this philosophy is called Sambhoksa Samadhi. You just meditate on anything there. So to attain the spiritual world, one must meditate on the spiritual. The meditation on the spiritual can be understood by his symptoms. So if you are meditating on something material, you won't become humble. But if you meditate on something spiritual, you meditate on humble. So are we doing chanting correctly? First quality will be one becomes humble. So one becomes humble. Tanadapi, sunichena tararapi, amanina mandena kirtaniha. So one who is actually meditating on the holy name will become humble. Second, he'll gain attraction for the Lord. Third, he'll lose attraction for Maya. Bhakti, Pareshan Bhavaha, Virakti. Yeah. So three things will happen. One becomes humble, he'll be able to give respect to others and don't expect respect. Because when you're expecting respect also, chanting attentively is difficult. Because you'll be thinking some thoughts about respect only. इसने मुझे ऐसा बोला, ऐसा नहीं हो रहा, वैसा नहीं हो रहा. It's all about our ego only, no? See, what titillates the mind during chanting? Our mind is sitting on the platform of ego. मन जो है अहंकार के सिंहासन पे बैठा है. अब ईगो हिलती रहती है, बड़ी है, तो मन भी हिलता रहता है. क्योंकि ईगो बड़ी है, ईगो हिलती रहती है, हमारी परेशान रहती है, तो मन भी क्या होता है, हिलता रहता है. इसलिए मन स्थिर नहीं होता. लेकिन जब ये अहंकार चला जाता है तो मन को स्थिर करना बहुत आसान हो जाता है. तो हम्बल डिवोटी को चैंट करना आसान होता है. और इफ यू चैंट नाइसली यू बिकम हम्बल. आप अच्छे से जब करोगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या हो जाते हैं, हम हम्बल हो जाते हैं करके. सो वन इज हम्बल, गेनिंग अट्रैक्शन फॉर द लॉर्ड एंड लूजिंग अट्रैक्शन फॉर Maya. So this is a symptom of meditation there. The one has become humble. So how to become humble? Humble कैसे बने? Chant attentively. Then you become humble. There. And gaining attraction for the Lord and lose attraction for Maya. Now devotees ask, you go to software companies, so much Maya is there. Right? Because of the modern uncivilized culture. So how to overcome Maya? Chanting. So you should know you are going for a war. So what is the solution for that war? Chanting nicely. Then you forget there is no Maya. You see everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. Vidya Vadu Jivanam. Only till the time we are ignorant, we identify people with their bodies. But when you are in knowledge, then you understand everybody, there is no Maya. Everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. There. Then Maya goes away. तो माया कब तक थी? जब तक आप सोच रहे थे वो, जब शरीर के स्तर पे हम सोच रहे थे. जब हम शरीर के स्तर से उठ जाते हैं तो कोई माया नहीं है. हम सबको भगवान का अंश देखते हैं. ये चैंटिंग से होता है. इसके दो उदाहरण हैं. एक व्यक्ति अपने घर जा रहा था 20 साल बाद. तो वो बस में चल रहा था. बस में चढ़ते चढ़ते उसको एक बूढ़ा आदमी मिला. वो बूढ़ा आदमी भी चढ़ रहा था बस को. दोनों कंपटीशन कर रहे थे कौन बस में चढ़ेगा, क्योंकि थोड़ी भीड़ थी इंडियन बस में, गाँव की बस थी. तो दोनों ही नहीं चढ़ पा रहे थे क्योंकि एक दूसरे को धक्का मुक्की करते थे. तो दोनों ही बस में नहीं चढ़ पाए. 2-3 बस ऐसी निकल गई. फिर वो आपस में पूछने लगे कि तुम तो. उसने बताया, लड़के ने बताया कि मैं अपने दादा से मिलने जा रहा हूँ 20 साल बाद. मेरे दादा का नाम हर्षवर्धन चक्रवर्ती है. फिर बूढ़े ने बताया, अरे वो तो मेरा भाई है, तुम तो मेरे पोते निकले. फिर जब नेक्स्ट बस आई तो बोले आप चढ़िए और दोनों चढ़ गए. क्यों? क्योंकि कनेक्शन हो गया. उसी प्रकार से जब हम सब जीवों का भगवान से कनेक्शन देखते हैं, हमारा लड़ाई झगड़ा बंद हो जाता है, एक भाईचारा हो जाता है घर के. तो इससे जब करने से सारे झगड़े अपने आप खत्म हो जाते हैं. और इनअटेंटिव जब जब करने से सारे झगड़े चालू होते हैं. फिर इंसान जब अपने भी झगड़ों के बारे में सोचता रहता है. तो इसलिए जब हम ध्यान पूर्वक भगवान का नाम लेते हैं तो उसमें रति आती है. भगवान के नाम लेने में मन लगता है. लेकिन जब इनअटेंटिव जब लेते हैं तो तेज चला जाता है. फिर लगता है ये नेचुरल नहीं है, ये प्रोसेस हमसे नहीं हो रहा, ऐसा फील होता है करके. So these three things you attain, and all of us want these three things, right? Nobody want to be proud after becoming a devotee. We want to be humble. How many want to become humble? Right? We all want to become humble. We want to be attracted to the Lord, and we all want to lose attraction for my material desires, whatever material attachments are there in our heart. We want to lose all this. So all the three things is possible if you chant attentively. The symptom of spiritual meditation, or even do any service attentively with absorption, with love for the Lord. It may be offering seva, it may be absorption in Mangalarti, then even absorption in Kirtan. So even in absorption in Bhagavatam. So out of the 5 processes, any one of the 5 you get absorbed, it can take you out from Maya. You understand? Even reading Bhagavatam also feel absorbed. You feel there. So the science will be elaborated upon this chapter is a very important one for those who desire to become free from the clutches of Maya And the pivot of success is attention on consciousness. It is only possible for mind to consciously focus on one thing at a time. Here you may question, don't we talk while we are driving a car? While you're driving a car, we talk or not? काफी लोगों का मोबाइल कॉल्स ड्राइविंग करते हो जाता है. And they're able to do it well also. Because their eyes should be focused ahead. Of course, it's not advised to hear a lecture putting a earphone. Why? Because you not hear the horn or sound. Because sound also you should be aware what is coming. So it should not be very high sound, or it should not be in the earphone. When you are hearing in the earphone, you can't see the sounds there. They will sometimes become very transcendental. You know, पूरा बाइक पे भी लगा के जाएंगे चला रहे हैं. Very risky. Very risky it is. Never. See, car when you're there, you may put it on the car speaker there, but don't put on earphone or Bluetooth. Very dangerous while driving. That way. There. Because you will not hear the horn, or because before any danger, a sound will come. But you will miss that sound, then you become very susceptible to danger while driving. Especially when any sound is in the earplug. We may try to save time, but we may lose a lot of time, lose a life also. Right? So penny wise, pound foolish. Better go by auto if you're so conscious of time. Spend Lakshmi and go by auto, and then you can hear peacefully. But don't try. But if you're going in a car, putting in a car audio is different. That doesn't block the horn sound and others. It should not be too high also. You are not able to see that. So now, but even while we are driving a car, at particular point of time, either you will be in the car or in the call, you will see. But since mind changes so fast, you are able to do both. Mind is able to flip-flop so fast, you are able to do both. But at one point of time, there will be mind in on one thing only. There. So a person will focus on a task while the task is being learned, but when the task has become learned from now, the task can go without full attention being given to it. Therefore, attention may be taken away for specific amounts of time and placed back according to when it is needed. That's why even while driving, some important call came and you are absorbing the call. It could also be very risky because you have to absorb in the call. Then you can't drive. Now, what is happening? Sometimes you have to give attention to driving, sometimes to call, and you're able to manage both. But if the call is more absorbing, some serious matter. If some serious matter on a call come, better stop the car and talk. And better not to talk while driving because you don't know what call may become serious. So in this way, a person may be doing one thing, such as driving a car, then also doing another car. The consciousness only plays on one thing at a time and merely jumps from one thing to another at a lightning speed, which is not meditation. The same thing, Rankaranava Japa. Sometime in the holy name, sometime in the thought, sometime in the Japa. So it's always flip-flop. So meditation, holy fire. Meditation is on one thing, slow down your mind. The speed of mind is as fast as you can imagine. So when we chant while focusing on mind's conversation, future vision, will means the subtle spiritual journey. The speed of mind is restricted in materialism, however, there is no restriction in spiritualism. Therefore, one must be attentive so as not to miss out. And in attentive sadhaka may therefore perform a task, chanting the holy name, dressing the deities. But if his attention has wandered to items in the physical material world, or even the subtle material item within his mind, his meditation actions are mundane as opposed to spiritual. He'll not feel a spiritual experience. And he will feel chanting is not working. Because your meditation is material, the result is material. If your meditation is spiritual, the result is spiritual. If you're meditating on the holy name, you will find the result. If while chanting you're thinking of other things, you will not find the result. And that's why you will not feel, oh, next day chanting करें ना करें, तो chanting छूट जाती है. क्यों? Chanting करते करते बहुत सारे ख्याल दिमाग में आने लगते हैं. But if you focus on chant, then there is a steadiness. So in this way, we can see that everything depends on consciousness, whether conscious attention plays while performing an activity. Therefore, japa, any spiritual process, is a very exclusive activity. Even serving the deities also, because you have to be absorbed in serving the deities also. One deity worship, altar worship, you have to absorb in that seva. So अभी भागवतम भी है ना, you have to be absorbed in the Bhagavatam, taking each and every word. You have to absorb in the holy name. That absorption is very important. And many of us will face difficult problems. It's not easy also to overcome distraction, because to a degree, the amount of passion we have, absorption will be difficult. Passion, ignorance, there. So only after conquering passion, ignorance, person will get absorbed. But there are things and methods which help. If one applies, then so is Nityam Bhagavad Sevya. So reading Śrīla Prabhupāda books every day, hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, that will help us to reduce our passion and ignorance. There. This is important. Doing menial services, doing deity services, doing kirtan, Harinam kirtan, because kirtan one gets absorbed. Then because you get absorbed in the kirtan first, tune it first, then you get absorbed in the holy name. Then chanting becomes easy. So how many observe? If you do Harinam for half an hour, 1 hour, you feel little absorbed. Right? So that's why we're starting every day evening 7:15 to 8:15 Harinam. So that you can absorb there, in the holy name there. So more we have to spend time with the holy name. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives the methods for absorption. So pramad may mean madness, but here the meaning is inattention. It's from the offense that all other offenses spring. The wise man spring 3 types of attention: indifference, or no attention, laziness, and distraction. By good fortune, after getting faith, a jiva will take up the name. By chanting regularly, counting on Tulsi Mala carefully, he'll develop attraction for the name. However, until that attraction actually develops, one must be very careful about how one chants. See, once the attraction develops, you don't have to care all this thing. Till the time attraction develops, one has to be very careful. Naturally, the common man, having attachment to material things, will be attracted to these things even while chanting. The chanting japa daily, if his taste is elsewhere, he will show indifference to the name. His heart will not be absorbed in chanting the name, but in some material object. He may chant 64 rounds, counting strictly on his beat, but in his heart he has not received one drop of the taste of the name. This indifference or apathy towards the name is one type of inattention. In the heart of materialists, it is unavoidable. Because our contemplation is on what? Mental objects, even while chanting. That's why we're not feeling taste for chanting. So what one should do, if indifference or lack of attraction for the name is present, one should take association of Vaishnavas who are properly chanting in some place sheltered from the material influence. By chanting in that situation, the two things, right Vaishnavas and a right place. This is to observe that when you come and chant in the center, it is different there than chanting in the home. And his absorption and mental thing will reduce, being inspired by the conduct of the Vaishnavas, he'll give up that point. So when you sit with devotees or chanting attentively, you also feel inspired to chant attentively. Again, remember, I used to see Raghav Kripa Prabhu, now he's in Boston, he used to chant so intensely, with so prayerful mode. So whenever I sit with him, I'll feel very inspired. Then, same when you sit near our Vishnu Prabhu, you feel inspired. So gradually the heart will get attraction for the name and will be anxious for the nectar of the name. The advanced devotees have recommended that one live in a place where Krishna is pastime near Tulsi. One should chant near Tulsi and praying to Tulsi Devi, please remove offenses, please help to absorb. A prayerful mood is very important for good japa. in the company of Vaishnavas and gradually increase the period of chanting. Quickly the taste of metal objects will go. Another remedy is to carefully chant in a room by oneself with the door locked or concentrate on the holy name by covering the eyes, ear and nose with a cloth or there. But the problem with us is we will sleep with this. Samadhi in sleep. So carefully, and some do get really nice sleep during chanting. See, Hare Krishna devotee sleep 6 hours in the night, 2 hours in chanting, 1 hour in Bhagavatam. Good. So 3 years we sleep 9 hours. Now we get sleep 6 hours. So remaining 3 hours we got in japa in the Bhagavatam. So therefore you should have nice sleep in the night time. So careful chanting in this way, an attraction or taste for the name will develop and indifference will be suppressed. So this is the remedy. So what's the remedy? Chant in a right place. An association of advanced devotee. Then attraction for the holy name will come. Same way for Audasinya. Audasinya means Audasinya, Jadya means laziness. So one chant with a sluggish mind, or after chanting a little, he has to stop before finishing his round. It's called laziness. From this also one stays for the name cannot gather. So take association devotees who do not waste time in material activity, but constantly chant and remember the holy name. When one sees how the true Vaishnava sadhu doesn't waste time in useless pursuit, he'll develop a taste to do likewise. He'll think very good. Enthusiasm will come to the lazy mind, he'll overcome the offense of laziness or inertia. And third is Vikshepa. So what is the solution in Vikshepa? On Ekadashi and appearance days, one should stop thinking of eating and all day and night chant in the association devotees. So today is Ekadashi. So on Ekadashi day, stop thinking of prasadam and chant whole day. But of course, since you have to go office, what to do. Okay, therefore, on Vaikunth Ekadashi day, 31st December, we are organizing 24-hour Holyname. So you are most welcome. So of course, for congregation, we are publicizing 3 to 9 p.m. But whole night kirtan to be done by the best yoga devotees. So be ready for it in slots, like we had done last year. So we start with the kirtan, end this year with the kirtan, and start the new year with the kirtan. So such days are also very special to develop taste for the living day. It's a very mystical experience. A long time, absorbing oneself in the kirtan. On Ekadashi days, chanting 64 rounds, 32 rounds. So one should be eager. Oh, today is Ekadashi. You can chant 34 rounds, 64 rounds, fully absorbed in the holy name. Once in the 15 days, not a very big deal. And I have found one technique for chanting more. जब तक राउंड्स कंप्लीट मत तो प्रसाद मत खाओ तो माइंड कंप्लीट कर लेता है प्रसाद खाना है ना And what happens if you eat and chant, you sleep? Difficult. But you don't eat and chant, you will not sleep. क्योंकि एनर्जी चाहिए ना, वो एनर्जी कहाँ से आएगी? So in this way, one will joyfully engage in devotional activities, listening to scriptures of the Lord in association with the Lord's servant in Lord's Dham. So gradually the bhakti portion of one's mind will increase and the mind will rejoice in hearing topics about. Same with listening to Bhagavatam for a long time. This 1 hour class, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, you do Bhagavatam study circuit or hearing the class. That has a great potential to change our mind with it there. So doing bhakti for a long time, that brings absorption. Doing for a small time will not help. Doing for long time. So gradually the bhakti portion of one's mind will increase and the mind will rejoicing in hearing topics about Krishna. Higher taste will come, lower taste will go. Upon hearing songs about Krishna from the mouth of your devotees, one minds and hears will taste the real nectar. In this is a desire for low metal object will disappear, and heart will be constantly fixed and attracted to singing the name. And one will get indulged in the nectar of name. And one should thus be never inattentive to complete one's prescribed number of daily rounds. This should be noted day by day. While chanting this prescribed round, one should avoid the different types of inattentiveness, giving up the desire to increase the number of rounds for show. One should attempt to first concentrate nicely on what one can manage. Therefore, the devotees start by chanting with full concentration in a peaceful place for a short time. He'll always be praying to the Lord and he will chant clear, attentive rounds with the mind fixed on Krishna. For no one's own one cannot accomplish anything. Krishna's grace is necessary to cross us in there. So being anxious in heart, one should beg for mercy. Because by Krishna's mercy only you can chant. So this is about Haridas Thakur is advising to first is expressing what is pramad, intention, and how we should do. And we should hear this topic again and again. I'm simply speaking this topic not because I have overcome inattention, because by speaking again and again you feel enthusiastic to overcome inattention and pray for Lord's mercy. Hear it. We should chant and taste the nectar of the holy name, because holy name is very, very sweet there. And the mercy of the holy name is so great. But because of this pramada, we lose the mercy of the holy name. The chanting. Now one may think, अरे अभी attention से चैट नहीं करे सब बर्बाद किया तो करे ही ना. नहीं, ऐसा भी नहीं है. Of course, there are always some benefit of performing spiritual activities such as blessing the deity, chanting the mantra, and such benefit has the power to uplift one of the mud of Maya. But the supreme goal of Krishna Prem will not come unless full attention is placed. So even attention is not there, one should still do. But to attain Krishna Prema, attention is required. That's the point speaking. That is called Samadhi. Now, meditation की कई दिशा होती हैं. You know how meditation comes. This is quite there. So basically, some few practices we can think of. One mantra, one beat. There's a habit of fastly chanting. You may not chant 108 mantras only. Best is to record your japa in here. You record your japa for 3 days and hear the recording of the 3rd day. Hear the recording on the 3rd day. Then you will realize what it is. Then when you hear the recording on the 3rd day. Whether 2 things, are you chanting the full mantra? Because while chanting, we may sometimes chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Because we have stopped hearing. So whether we are chanting the proper mantra, how do we know? So therefore, right pronunciation is very important in chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So see, it's Krishna. Krishna. It's not Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Is the difference between the two? Ram, Rama. Ram, Rama. So it is Ram or Rama. In Hindi it's called Ram. But when Sanskrit mantra you utter, it is Rama. Same way, Krishna is Na. But Krishna is Ram. Yeah. So the right pronunciation should be there. And full mantra we should chant. We should not miss out on Hare. Because there are so many Hare, 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 Hare. So we miss out on some Hare while chanting. So you should chant the full mantra. And we should chant the mantra 108 times. Because while putting a mala, we will not be even chanting 108 times. So therefore it's important. One mantra, one beat. We capture each beat and chant. The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. At least 16 now deserve a daily duty. It takes about 2 hours. And chanting japa should be done early in the morning with full concentration, preferably during the Brahmarat, 1.5 hours before sunrise. That's the time we should chant. Concentrate fully on the sound vibration of the mantra, pronouncing each name distinctly and gradually. Your speed in chanting will increase naturally. Do not worry so much about chanting fast. Most important is the hearing. A devotee should always be grave and silent, which means he only discusses topics related to Krishna consciousness. Right? So one simply chant, not one before, not one after. If you're thinking, oh, what happened to the mantra before? It is ignorance. What is happening to the mantra afterwards? Passion. But one mantra at a time, goodness. Right now I'm chanting, let me focus on this mantra. Let me focus on. And Buddhism says, even you heard one mantra, it's great. Even one mantra you heard attentively, not 16 now. Then one mantra you chanted and heard attentively. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So you have achieved success. So like that you chant every mantra. With this mantra, my whole success depends upon if I hear this mantra attentively. The next mantra, the next mantra. So one should be conscious how much we are hearing the mantra. Simply here. So you can see the Maha Mantra and chant. It becomes easy. Hare Krishna, chanting. The attention is there. Or see the photo of Radha and Krishna. So are you chanting 100? The ratchet and power mechanism. So you go ahead, like that you are putting the beats, and then. So till the time one mantra is over, because hand moves faster than the beat. So you can keep doing like this. Then when the mantra comes, then come the next. Then you want to move like this. Don't move like this. That is called ratchet and power mechanism. So there's 3 types we read from there. So it went fast. It's already 8:47. So, okay, any questions which we discuss? Yes, Kamlesh Prabhu, the question. So today Ekadashi, you can chant 64 rounds. No, daily rounds. Now, daily you have increased to 24 rounds. Then you have so much anxiety of finishing, you not be able to give time for quality. There's no point. Better chant 16 rounds nicely. There. And on days like Ekadashi, festivals, chant more. But the whole point, have quality of your prescribed number of. No, that is most important. Not that because anyway my 16 rounds are not good, so let me chant more. Improve the quality of 16 rounds. And quality will sustain quantity also.
Also,
what does medicine taking means? You eat the medicine. So how you understand you have taken the medicine of the holy name? How to understand that you have actually taken the medicine of the holy name? You heard the name. Because this medicine is for the mind, ना? तो मन ने वो मेडिसिन ली या नहीं ली? बीमार कौन है? माइंड है ना? तो माइंड ने मेडिसिन ली नहीं ली? So when you heard attentively, mind ने मेडिसिन ली. When you didn't heard attentively, mind मेडिसिन खाए बिना भाग गया. दवा खोली और दिखा दिया मैंने खा ली, लेकिन खाई नहीं उसने. कोई व्यक्ति जो है, कोई पेशेंट दवा ऐसे दिखाए पर ऐसे बाहर निकाले, तो हो सकता है लोग बेवकूफ बन जाए. मैंने खाली मेडिसिन नहीं अभी खाली है करके, लेकिन क्या उसने मेडिसिन खाई तो असर होगा? नहीं होगा. तो उसी प्रकार से हम जब तो कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उसको मन हमारा कहीं और जाए, तो मेडिसिन लगी नहीं, फिर देखा रिजल्ट नहीं आया. थोड़ी थोड़ी लगी, वो आ गया. जैसे भक्ति ठाकुर एग्जाम्पल देते हैं, एक व्यक्ति का डाइजेशन सिस्टम पूरा खराब हो गया था, कुछ उसको सब कुछ भी खाया था, वॉमिटिंग हो रहा था. तो भक्ति सरस्वती ठाकुर ने बोला इसको 1 किलो घी खिलाओ रोजाना. तो रोजाना उसको बहुत घी खाते थे, उल्टी होती थी. घी खाता था उल्टी होती थी, लेकिन फिर भी 1 महीने तक खाया. 1 महीने बाद ठीक हो गया. क्यों? थोड़ा थोड़ा तो घी जा रहा था, उसने उसको क्योर कर दिया. समझ रहे? उसी प्रकार से अभी हम पूरा अटेंटिव, लेकिन एक माला तो एक मंत्र तो अटेंटिव हो गया, एटलीस्ट वो लगेगा, कुछ तो लगेगा. ऐसे अभी हमारी सिचुएशन में लग रहा है. करेक्ट. तो वो मेडिसिन जाने का मतलब क्या है? वो मेडिसिन मन को सुनने का है, हरि नाम. राइट. यस. इनिशियल इतना फेथ कि लेट मी स्टार्ट जपा. यू डोंट हैव फुल फेथ. ठीक है, करके देखते हैं. इन दैट मोड आल्सो वन स्टार्ट चैंटिंग, वन फील गुड, वंस फेथ विल इंक्रीज. की जगह. ओके. ऑनलाइन. ऑनलाइन विल कम साउंड. सुरेश प्रभु.
Oh, Hare Krishna. You are able to hear me? Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Okay. Prabhu, I have 2 questions. I'll ask one now and one offline. Oh, one thing in the last class when Vyas Prabhu told about while chanting about the PPP principle, posture, pronunciation, and prayerful mode, right? So consciously, when we keep these 3 things in the mind while chanting, so obviously like posture will get disturbed after some time. Pronunciation is like a continuous consciousness where you also felt that you also explained the importance of the pronunciation. There is an hearing and then prayer. So yes, all 3 are important consciously to keep it. But out of 3, if I ask, one is the topmost, you have to keep continuously while japa. Which one you prefer, the order PPP?
No, see, first you have to have a good posture, good pronunciation, then you will be able to clear. Then the prayerful mood will come.
Okay.
If you are sitting like this and chanting, the prayerful mood also will not come. You need to have a serious posture to have feeling prayers also.
Yeah, so posture in the sense, for example, for me, the spine erect is 100% important, or how is that? That's what I was trying to.
See, to working on physical factors is more easier than to work on the subtle factors. Are you getting point? To have a balance state is much more easier than to be very prayerful during the japa. So at least first focus on the factors which are in our hand more easily. All the 3 are important. See, all the 3 are equally important. But those factors which we can easily do, first let us focus upon them. Then pronunciation, then prayers. So all 3 can simultaneously start. But first, what is easily done could be done before.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You're muted.
Can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yeah. Well, now voice is not coming again.
Just to hold that close.
You can write in chat. Any other questions?
On our presentation, it is highlighted that hearing is important while we are chanting. So it happens that while we are chanting in the morning, so sometimes happens that we have too much struggle to hear our what we are chanting than other devotees are chanting. So it is like I observed that at that time I said like in one corner I can chant, I can hear nicely and I feel satisfied with that I chanted. But instead of that, sitting there actually struggle to hear one.
Yeah, we have a big temple hall if you don't sleep. Or you can sit beside soft chanters. Those who chant softly. Or put earbuds. Earbuds comes. Put earbuds, then you can hear. You get earbuds in the market.
Yeah, is there after a long time, like after 1 hour?
So good earbuds you should have. Otherwise, we will go and sleep. Okay, is your voice coming soon? I can put in the chat. Okay, it's the beginning of japa, speed is slower, sudden increases. That's not a problem till the time you're hearing the japa. That's the whole point. Okay, so we end here. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.